Okay, legends, I'm going to start off with the dollar index. So I've got these levels marked out from my previous market review. So if you haven't seen that, then if you watch that, then you'll know what these levels are. So Friday we had I spoke about this level holding, and I said if this block at the time of the recording, price was around here, and I said I want to see this hold, right? See a run up, cause possible high of the week, and then if this was to break, then we'll go lower. That was the high of the week, and we came lower. Now for me at the moment, I mean overall I am bearish this market, but we're struggling to gain any sort of traction between below this low here, right? And at the same time I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know, a lot of people are short this market. So we are at the moment between at a support and resistance level for me. So let's go through what I'm seeing right now. So if I mark out 50% of this daily block, right? So we spoke about this daily block as providing support. We provided support here. It's come down lower, but look carefully. 50% of that has showed support and is held, right? So let me just draw it more accurately, otherwise I get OCD. 1 and 53. 01 and 53. So we've got the exact 50% is 95.77, right? 95.77. Okay, so if you look, your price come down, find support, and it can't break through. Now this cluster of price action here I'm seeing as support at the moment, right? So, and at the same time, sorry, if you look at here, it's between this resistance as well, this bearish daily block. So that comes in at 13, 96.13. So we are between two key daily support and resistances at the moment. So if you go to the lower time frame, there and there, for me to go forward, right, what I would like to see, ideally I would actually like to see a dollar rally. I'd actually like to see a dollar rally, and I would like to see dollar move to fill this void in here and take out these highs, right, possibly even going to here, right, this sort of level here, and then sell off. So move like if I pull this out, testing this new thing, let me see how well it works. What I want to see is a move up. I'm going, no, it doesn't matter. So what I want to see is market move up, right, and then possibly sell off. What that would do would be to clear those stops, but I'm gonna go with what the market is telling me, not what I want it to do. So at the moment it's held between this level here and that level there, and we are above that key support over this black line, which is this here. So if this gray box gives in, then I'll be triggering the short. I'll be looking for shorts. Okay, break of that, retest, and then a sell-off. And also on the other side, so I'm going to have both scenarios marked out. If we have, so I think 4 hours clearer, yes, here, because this, right, was the candle that led to the move up, took out the stops, and down. If we at the moment being below this, I would say okay, you know, we're bearish, but overall it doesn't look right to me. But if we do break this low and then retest, then okay, I want to say okay, that's held, and I want to go for longs. To trigger the longs for me, I would like to see that break, a retest into it, and then I think we're not gonna stop there. I think we're gonna go up, fill that gap in. I don't think we're gonna stop here. I think we're gonna take out these highs here. Okay, so it makes more sense to me for a market to want to take out the stops before the next leg lower, but we'll have to see. So I will be waiting for either condition to unfold. If we break this and then retest, I'll go for longs and we'll see what price action has there. If we break below here, then I'll look for a retest and see what price has, and then start triggering looking for shorts. And I think if we get below here again, then I think we're going to want to click out this here. Reason why this is because this is the accumulation here. This all here was the accumulation that, you know, big longs were built here to take out the to rip. So I think we're going to come below here. If you look on the weekly, so at the moment we had a flat bottom there last week, so whenever I see that, it never holds. They always try to run that. On a monthly, I mean, we still, if this is gonna be a bearish candle, right, it's still in the wick area of it. So I'm seeing conflicting things here, but I've got my clear levels in what validates my longs and what validates my shorts. What validates my longs is a break of here, a break of this here, breakthrough, retest, long. Shorts at the moment, I would say it's bearish, but I just don't like what's going on, and I'll explain that with the other majors. So a break of this level here and then a retest, then I'll look for shorts. Okay, so that quickly takes me on to what I expect for the euro and cable. At the moment, my best trade I'm looking for at the moment is actually a cable short. Right, so we had cable, right, we've moved up and we took out these stops here. Okay, we struggled to take out these. We don't necessarily have to take them out straight away. I think too many people are long this pair, and I want to see it move down first. I have my areas marked out. So I spoke about the 128.60 getting filled. The reason why that was because of this void here, to fill this thin inefficient movement in. Okay, we haven't done that just yet. We filled the majority of it, but I think we're gonna go lower. Reason why we're gonna go lower is because, well, I think we're gonna go lower. We struggled to go up here. We came into this sort of resistance here and we've fallen, right? So if you draw this here, see that there, resistance, and then if you go to the lower time frames, right, here, see that resistance. At the same time, if you look carefully here, see this bearish candle to the move up here. Okay, but even if you don't want to go into that refine it that much, right, this is more than enough for me to say, okay, here it's coming to here, resistance there, I sold out from there, broken that, and to me it looks like overall I think it is going to go higher, but for first I think it's going to want to go lower. So going forward, where would I want to sell would be, see the open here. Yeah, there's a few things I want to mention about cable. I think I'm getting ahead of myself here, but there's a few things why I think it's going to go lower, and then I'll also mark out, okay, if they don't want to go lower, then I'll mark out where I look for longs. So low is 129.19.1. Okay, 129.19.1. 129. Okay, so what I've done is just marked out the open and low of the bearish order block or the resistance where I'm looking for the market to sell off from. What also we have here, if you go to the 4 hour, is this candle here led to the move up to take out stops here. So if they were buying here and they made this market go up to take out these stops, then they sold, broke through, I think the retest is going to come to unload those longs, add the shorts to take it lower. And I think at the moment, currently short term, there's more reasons for it to go lower short term than short term higher. I'm only thinking is short term probabilities. So I've talked about the dollar index. The way it's looking is finding support, and if this is finding resistance, then you know I think cable is the one that should be sold. If I'm thinking from point of view, right, so if I was long this swing, right, I would most likely keep my stop loss below the previous swing low. So I'm finding a swing low here. See this accumulation here, right? I think there's gonna be stops resting here. So I think price is gonna want to come here around the 128.60, 128.55 to 128.60. I don't think it's gonna want to stop there. I think it's gonna want to come lower. If you look on the daily, we've got an order block here, right? This daily order block here. Okay. and I think we probably want to, some sort of scenario I'm looking for is like this. So first, for example, if I was short, right, I'd say stops are resting here, okay, and we've got stops right above a daily order block. I'm not necessarily going to have to buy here, but I think these levels act as magnets if I was to short. So what I'll be looking for is something like this. Then I'll move up into there. I'd wait for price to prove to me that it wants to sell off from here. So I'd wait for a 5-15 minute breakdown. Okay. When I get that breakdown, I know exactly where market is most likely gonna want to head for. So these stops, I'm happy to even get out here. I don't necessarily have to play it there, but we'll have to see how market unfolds into there. Now if this gives in, right, if this level was to give in, I don't even believe it's gonna stop there. I think we're gonna take out these lows and come into here. The reason why I'm gonna mark that out is because I think these longs are overcrowded as well. Every motherfucker's overcrowding and everything, so I'm gonna take the opposite of everyone. So if we look at this whole range, right, so this is a low to the high, right? Okay, I'm not just saying this just because I want to take a different position to everybody else. It's just what market is telling me. Obviously things can change, but what I'm telling you, I'm preparing myself for all scenarios. Okay, what does that come into? That is 50% of the range, right? Got that 50% there. So let's do this in a different color. So we've got that there. Let's do that in, I don't know, this sort of color, make it thick. Right, that's 50% of from low to high there, right? And this order block price didn't come into it. We spoke of previous market reviews, it came into there, that's fine. But that's possibly if dollar was to do the scenario I just outlined here, for it to go up higher and fill all this in, then that's where fill all this in, take out this high and fill all that in, then it makes sense for cable to go lower and we start looking for lower objectives, possibly even this low here. So short term, I mean, I'm gonna wait for price to move up into this here, show me a little breakdown. If I get that breakdown, then I know the high is in, or the resistance level is holding, and then I'm gonna look for shorts. I'll take some profit off here depending on what price does. If it just rips through this, I'll trim some off here, I'll take some off here, then I'll watch and see what happens. I'm happy to take my whole position off here. If this breaks, then I'm happy to reload on a retest of that. Okay, so if I'm not sure, or if it doesn't just smash through straight away, then I'm happy to just do like I said. Okay, that's cable. Reason why I think cable, I'll go over euro and then I'll go over why I think cable is more likely than euro. Euro, I believe, so I spoke about this here. See this daily block here? That was resistance, 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 broke through support. Okay, this blue line is the 50% or equilibrium of that daily block. It's come down and it's found support here, right? And okay, this for me to go long, I'd want to see it come here, right, into here, show me some bullish price action, and then we're gonna go higher. Okay, but I think 2 minute long here, and for it to do a deeper retracement, that doesn't necessarily negate the longs for me. I just think they want to take out the stops. So we've attempted to I still have longer term, you know, these stops here, and I talked about that using if you look on my Twitter, I posted quarterly charts and 6-month charts as to why I think that. But in another video I'm going to go into deeper as to how I use the 6-month and quarterly charts and stuff. This I just want to keep it brief. So for me to stay valid long, I want to see it stay above this low here. If you go down to the 4 hour and the H1, we've got, you know, this sort of accumulation here. So this move came down, took out the stops here, hit the equilibrium, moved away, pushed up. It failed to go above here. We took out these stops here, but it failed to go above here. I think what it wants to possibly drift lower, and I don't want to see it take out I don't want to really see it go below the 120 1.1340s. If you can find support at 1.1350s, right, and give me bullish price action, I'm happy to take that long. However, because of what cable is doing, it doesn't, cable can still fall. I've seen it happen. And what's going on with the dollar, I'm sort of in two minds. Unless I'm 100% sure, I'm not going to take action. So I'm going to watch this carefully, right, and I'm going to see where the other majors are if this euro was to come lower, and then from there I'll decide if I want to take the long on euro or not. if I was gonna, if I instead of that, I'd actually prefer the Euro GBP. So one scenario of this is coming to here, show me some bullish price action, and then I'll go long. And my targets are 1.1445, 1.15, and 1.16, and then higher. If it breaks this box here, this oh, it's not clear right now because I've got so much fucking shit going on. Let me just do a different color. No, that's not gonna make a difference. Okay, this burgundy type of box. If we break below that, right, then that would put me on short alert. I'll short a retest into that, and I think we're gonna go all the way down, fill this void in here, and I'm happy to take target one off here. Okay, so fill this. I think it's gonna go lower, obviously, but I'm just, you know, target here. I'm happy to take off target here. We'll see what happens when it gets below. Yeah, if it's gonna go this low, we're gonna fill all this in as well. So that's if this would be my trigger for this to break this low. Then I think there's no point carrying on higher unless we go lower first, and we're just gonna want to fill this inefficiency in. But if it holds, then I want to go a lot higher. Personally, what I think, another thing that could happen is, because I think they could hold the euro, right, or consolidate it and let the dollar consolidate and let the other majors do the moving. I'm going to start off with the Euro GBP first. Okay, I know there's a lot of uncertainty in here, but I need clear conditions to go long. I mean, I've got multiple scenarios going on in my head, then I'm going to plan them out, and whichever one market follows, then that's the one I'll go ahead with. If I go to Euro GBP, let's look at this on a weekly basis, right? We spoke at this low giving in and these highs as targets. Look at this, right? This candle here, wicked up, closed down here, wicked up, closed down, wicked up, closed down, wicked up again, closed down, and then wicked up, and look how it's closing. Okay, that's a strong bullish sign for me, having in mind a bullish bias overall. On a monthly, I think we possibly placed in the low, and I think we can expand to the upside. Going down to the daily, now let's look at the bullish flow. So we've got this here, right? This here, support. Then we've got the more bullish blocks that have been formed, they've held as support. And it just makes more sense to me that to run this higher. So targets would probably be here, and then higher. Now what also supports this is if I pull out a yearly chart, right? So I'm gonna go to tradingview.com. So this is a 3-month chart, right? The 3-month, I mean, it's looking bullish, as you can see. Let me pull out a 6-month chart. 6-month chart, you know, candles in, and if you look carefully, hang on, I think the yearly chart's clearer. Okay, let's look at the yearly chart, right? So yearly chart's come down into this bullish block, rallied up. See this bearish, this bullish candle here, this green candle, led to the move down to take out these lows into this block, and then as price moved up above it, see how it's found support here. It's found support here around the 83 level. Wicked down, the wicks in, I believe, and then where's more likely to take out these highs here. So now I think we're gonna go to 92.25. And that's why, you know, I'm holding a bullish euro, or hold the euro and let the other majors fall against it to push the euro up. That's my idea. So even though I said cable lower, this could be like, you know, drop the cable as soon as this comes into here, and the oil start moving up together, with the euro being the stronger pair. Or cable is doing its own fucking thing. So I'll wait for, if euro can come into here, I'll wait for my bullish price action. I know what it's going up to. If it doesn't give me a bullish price action, breaks through here, then I'm going to short it on a retest of this block here into this void fill here. If you go to the Euro New Zealand, so I'm going to look for more support for this Euro bullish idea. Euro New Zealand, if you look, right, I mean, bigger picture, I'm still, I think this is creating some sort of bottom, and it wants to push higher. Going into the weekly, we've got this block holding here, right? Unless this gives in, then I'd be bearish Euro New Zealand. And I'm only looking at this to see which one's stronger, the Euro or the Kiwi. That's the only reason I'm looking at it. I don't really trade these pairs. One-offs I do, but I just look at them to see which one's stronger. So we just got a bit of bullish flow here. Here, come down, take out these lows, rally it away. I see this is a breaking market structure. Dip back down. See if we can continuation. Just by looking at the weekly, I think it looks like we're trying to bottom out. Target one would be here, obviously, the low of this candle here. But if we're bullish overall, then it makes more sense for it to take out this high here, and then target one is at least about 200 pips away, 190, 200 pips. Target two is about 600. So this is just an idea to give me a sentiment of what's happening on Euro across all the pairs. So we've covered Euro GBP, Euro New Zealand, Euro Aussie now. Euro Aussie, yes, it has come into this bearish block here, but look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture wise, right, we have taken out this low here, right? Let me just do this thinner so it's comes clearer. We've taken out this low, and look at the weekly. Where has this found support? It's found support here. Okay, so for me, I wouldn't be looking for bearish blocks to be respected until this low gives in. Yes, they're like magnets and for price to move towards them, but it makes more sense for this to take out this high here, right? So we've rallied away, we're finding support here. Go on to the daily. Now I spoke about this move here I was long here and I showed it live. If this accumulation here, this accumulation led to the move up. If this broke and we stayed below here, then we were gonna go to the next accumulation that caused the move up here, or the swing low here. But look what happened. We took out this low here, moved above it, which shows they only came down to take out the stops. If we were to get back below here, then my buy switches and we go lower, I believe. But for now, we took out this level here. So let me just refine this a bit more. We took out, you son of a bitch, I'm trying to get rid of this. We took out this low here, right? And we stayed above it, which means I think we're gonna want to take out this high here. So from current market, that's there. So this again is showing me possible Euro strength. Yes, the Euro Aussie could move up with big Aussie weakness, or Euro and Aussie both go up, but Euro is stronger, and vice versa. Okay, so all these pairs are pointing towards again Euro strength, or the Euro holding and the other majors being weaker. Okay, so going to Euro USD, I think this is probably gonna either consolidate or move lower, and let the Euro crosses rip higher. And I think the weakness in the strength in the other Euro crosses will come in the form of Aussie weakness, cable weakness, and Kiwi weakness. Okay, looking at Kiwi, it's an interesting pair. I spoke about this level here being the pivot for me. Okay, as you can see, why. So resistance, look at the bodies of this candle. It's all about the bodies, right? And how the candles are closing. So going forward, what we had here was it's very messy for me at the moment. I'm trying to read this through the mess, and reading through the mess is telling me I think it wants to go lower based on the Euro New Zealand and the Aussie New Zealand I'll talk about. So if we go to the 30-minute chart, right? See these two candles here? These two candles here that I'm going to mark out led to the stop rate of these highs here. Okay, so we took out this high here, and we took out this high here. Then we broke down, right? We broke down, retested into that, and to refine it more, we had a move to fill in this little void here. See, a market wants to fill even on a small time when these voids, right? We just refined that a bit more. See, I spiked into that, came off. At the same time, that was also a daily resistance. Okay, daily. So if I mark at the low here, right, you basically get the idea. Now, how did the candle close? We had low, close up. This low took out the previous day's low, close up. This low took out the previous low, close up. This low run up, took out all these highs into the daily block, into all the resistances, the breaker, the 15-minute bearish block, then close below. Looking at this right now, I'm more inclined for it to go take out the stops here. Okay, and if it's below here, then I think we're not going to stop there. I think this is going to give in, and we're going to want to move into here, I believe. On the 4 hour, these are clean lows here on the 4 hour, and to fill in this gap here, if this gives in, then obviously we've got this to fill in, but we'll handle one stop at a time. Okay, so looking at all these majors like now, cable, Aussie, Kiwi, it's just showing me that, you know, we could have some sort of dollar consolidation or some sort of dollar bottom. That's what I'm more inclined. If price shows me otherwise, then obviously I'm going to follow what market is showing me, but I'm going to put my ideas forward for now. So that's my bearish idea. I mean, below here I'm bearish, below the blue box. If we are to move above there, if we get this some sort of scenario like this and retest of here, then we're going higher, I believe. Then we're going higher. I mean, it's got to give in somewhere. We're creating some nasty range here. Look at that. That's dirty. But as long as it stays below here, I believe we're going lower. Okay. And like I said, target 1 would be there. And then obviously each swing low is going to be target 2. But I believe we'll probably come into here. Looking at the weekly. Yeah. Monthly. Dirty bastard. It's not very clear, but yeah, I'll look for price to come into here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not ideal if I'm in 2 minds like this, right, where I can see both scenarios unfold, and if I'm looking for a short scenario, it's not very clear. Then obviously, as you let the week unfold, it gets clearer. But you have your ideas in market. If it's below this level, you're short. If it's above this level, you're long. You don't necessarily have to trade it, but you can use this as a sentiment to, or some idea as how to trade across maybe Euro, New Zealand, or get an idea of what the dollar's getting up to overall, bigger picture. Aussie dollar, similar thing. We had a move up into, so I was looking, I spoke about, you know, Aussie moving up and coming into this weekly block as finding support. At the moment it's not doing that. It's come quite deep into it, and it's taken out, you know, the open of this candle. Similar scenario with Kiwi. So what we had here was hang on a minute, our level marked out. So we've got this here, right? It's a resistance, right? This resistance was found support here. We can refine that a bit more down and see, okay, where else was this support and resistance? So on a daily chart, we've got obviously these 4 candles here as where buying was unfolding because we had that move up, right? If we mark at the lowest candle here, obviously it's here. If we're going to continue lower, I think this is going to be these lows, and this is going to be first target ones. So we look for the case to go lower. I think if it stays below this here, then I think we go lower. If we refine this a bit more, there's a level I wanted to mark out here, but my charts right messy. Yes, daily, I think. Another thing I like to do is mark out the bodies of a candle, right? So I'm going to refine this a bit more. Okay, so if we look carefully, right, I know it's going to look like I'm picking and choosing, but who gives a fuck? I've drawn the bodies of the candles here, right? Look at this. The body of the candle here, support. Wicked into the resistance. Here, support. Resistance. Resistance again. If we stay below, so I want to round this up to the 76.20, right? Makes more sense to me. If we stay below the 76.20s, I believe we're going lower. And I want to mark out even monthly levels. So if we look at the monthly, right, we've had, you know, price coming to the monthly block here. So I want to mark out the high and the open of the monthly. So the open here is 74.831. 74.831, and the high is 75.553. 75.553. Okay, go on to the weekly. We've got, so this is the open here, right? So down to the weekly, we've got this bit of a void here to fill in. Go down to daily, we've got these lows here, right? We've got these lows here, and we would come into this accumulation here. And I've got a lot going on, but I'll clean it up. This accumulation here that led to the move up, so we could get a retest of that. It doesn't mean the trend's over. I just think a move lower would make more sense. So if I'm going to look for price to go lower, I gotta look for reasons for it to go lower. So I think there's a lot going on here. So these are the weekly levels, right? Here and here. I'm gonna get rid of them in a minute. We go to the lower time frame. Well, these lows here. So I'm starting to think, okay, if it's a sell scenario, then it looks like some sort of buy sell model unfolding. So look at this. We've got this gap that hasn't been filled in, right? We've got the thin price movement that hasn't been filled in. We've got equal lows here, all these stops here, right? All these stops, and then obviously if you go lower, you go lower. But target one for me would actually be these lows here. I like this area here. Yeah, because this was the accumulation, right? That led to the move up. So we had a move up, a retest into this, and then the move up. So this is where it started from, if I'm just looking at this leg of price action. So that would make sense for the stops to be resting below here, and this would fill in the gap. And then obviously we lower levels are just here. So one target at a time. You have your targets marked out, so target 1, then target 2. If you go lower, then fill all this in. Okay, so this gives me an idea that Euro Aussie to go up. So this supports my Euro Aussie strength idea. Okay, and I believe if the dollar is going to go up, I think Aussie and Aussie is going to be weaker than Euro, I believe. Okay, that's that done. Dollar yen. I mean, I was in 2 minds about this last week, but overall my bigger bias was longer because of what gold was telling me and the way this price was moving. I mean, it's just, if you get a feel for it by just looking at price, right, it's every time it goes down, it's just bought up straight away. But that's just a sign of strength in the fucking market. Okay, that's how I'm seeing it. So what I think dollar yen, I want to mark up objectives are obviously this high here that comes in around 114.363. So 114.35 area. So let me just mark that out. 114.363. Okay. And then if that gives in, I believe we're gonna just probably look at clean these out. I believe we're gonna come here, right? I believe we're gonna take this out, and then dollar yen, dollar continues higher. Then, despite what the dollar's been doing, dollar yen's just been going up regardless. It's just giving more forks. So overall, bigger picture would be that. How do I get on board? Okay, I would like to see a move into here if I'm to get on board long. So if you look at all the pairs I mentioned, right, like the Aussie, Kiwi, cable, you know, even Euro, is supporting an idea for possible bounce coming in the dollar. So that's why I break down each major and think, okay, what's this like to do against the dollar, up or down, up or down. And then I mark out cases for both the longs idea and the short idea, and which idea outweighs in the most. So then I look for, okay, if I'm going for shorts, I'd want to see what kind of price action do I want to see unfold. Is it doing as I expect it to? If it is, then okay, my short idea is working, and vice versa for the longs. Okay, I want to see price come into here. And what that would be this sort of accumulation here. So here, right? Yes, we had a pop up here, but the accumulation was here, and then into this. Now, what lies beneath here? It could just rip up, but I'm not happy. I'm not looking to take a long here. It just doesn't make sense. We got this stop here, so I think those that are long, they're gonna have their stops resting below here. So it makes sense. If I'm gonna take a long, I'd look for a dip into here, and then movement away. So if, say for example, this was the high, for example, it came down into here, they don't want to see proof that they want to buy it up, movement away. So I want to see some sort of price action build up here, you know, movement away, and then buy the retest, and then I'll be looking for 114.36, and then 115.40s, 115.50s. To be honest with you, there's no reason why not higher, and even there. So I think there's strength in the dollar, and if you look at all the yen pairs, they're all fucking strong. So this looks like a similar pattern that I saw here. So if we look here, we got this accumulation here, right? Moves away from the accumulation, comes back into it, retests it here. Here we had a strong movement away. Then we had a retest of it, taking out these lows here, right? Consolidating here, then it pushed away, institutional buying, retest, off and away. If I use this similar fractal here to what I'm looking for, I want to see a movement down, take out some stops here. It took out these stops here, retested it, and this is not ordinary, this is a daily block, so I'm looking to buy the daily block anyway. I'm just refining it down to bringing more price action into it, more supporting ideas into it as to why I want to go long. So I'd like to see a breakdown, take out this low here, show me some bullish price action. If it does, boom, I know where it is going. If this breaks, if this daily block breaks, then even then I'm not really happy to go for longs unless it's clear sign for me. Each time I've attempted to even look at it for longs, it's shorts, it's just bust through them. Last week I spoke about gold, and I got stopped at twice on this before it dropped. My target was 1208. I posted this on my Twitter. I hit the 1208. I don't think this is over with yet. I don't believe this is over with yet. I think we're gonna want to come here. Why? Is because on the weekly, I think we're gonna want to come into here, which is the 1166. I think we're gonna go here, which again supports what? Dollar yen higher, gold, dollar higher. So at the moment, I mean, I'm thinking lower based on this weekly chart and monthly chart. There's no reason for me yet to go. I mean, even if I want more, even if I want to higher end objectives, the high of the monthly block here is 1186. Hang on, what's this? High is 1187, 87.7. Call it 1188 even. We're gonna argue a couple of ticks, right? But that's suggesting to me lower. So target one. I mean, if it's gonna go lower, obviously these lows here, but here to there, which supports dollar going up. So looking at across, not just the euro dollar to get an idea of what the dollar wants to do, but we're looking at gold here. We're looking at, you know, Aussie here, Kiwi here, cable here. They're all suggesting to me they want to retrace at least. Later on they can go higher, but it's at the moment as it stands to me, it looks like they want to go lower and dollar possible low in short term at least. Okay. Dollar Swissy, yep, similar scenario. It's coming to this daily block here, right? As long as this is holding, this, I think we're gonna want to go up. I don't believe, I mean, it's the way it's looking to me, this should have been a bigger move away. If this had turned and taken out these lows down, then okay. But look at this, it's coming to that resistance level here. But this son of a bitch seems to wants to push higher, and it's finding support here now, right? Which is lining up with my other ideas. So ideally, I don't really want it to go any lower. If this can just start lift off from here, then that'd be idea. So I'll be looking at this as to just to watch it, right? I don't necessarily have to take it right now. I'll just watch it on the H1, right? So this accumulation here, right? See this? Then the breakout. Let's just mark this box all across. Look at that daily block and this accumulation here. Boom, a nice efficient movement up, you know, no thinness. I'd like it to actually start moving up from here. If that's the case, then I'm ready to short the Aussie, short the Kiwi, cable, and all these other fuckers going forward. Target wise, if it's to the long side, fill this void in here, then these highs here, and then we'll see what happens after going along. Yeah, so these what I'm going through right now doesn't necessarily have to be some sort of strategy. Oh, there's a, if it comes to this level here, you know, wait for the moving average. You know, I'm trying to explain how I'm reading the market, right? Strategy wise, you can use many different strategies to get on board. It doesn't matter, you know, loads of people make money just using moving averages. Many people make money using indicators. It doesn't really fucking matter, right? But I think it's important to know how the market's moving, what's actually happening in the market, which stops are they going for, because it's all about it's all about stop hunting, isn't it? Really, that's the way I see it, and where the market is going to go to get the money it wants. and I believe it makes more sense from what I've explained to you. Where it goes. So this is just like the way I build the story up in my head. And looking at my past review videos, past couple of weeks, they're sort of, not been too shabby. Sort of done as I expected to. So I wouldn't say, don't copy what I'm doing. Just use it. If you find value in it, use it as, maybe as supporting your bias, or maybe even just understanding how I think things through. If it's helping you, if you pick up one or two things from it, fair play. So that's that. Yeah, so I'll see how the market's gonna unfold, and I'll ideally I'd like to let Asia markets just open, so I'd like to let Asia and Monday unfold, possibly Monday London session. If cable moves into here, I might get a shorting opportunity, but we'll have to see. So I hope that's clear, and once I think Monday closes and we get more clarity, then I'll do the next review video. Okay.